All of this stuff takes a lot of coordination. Motorcycles are very much about being able to use all the controls at the same time. Front brake, throttle, clutch, rear brake, body position, suspension, compression, rebound, all timed correctly to find efficiency. And that's something that's really, really important and why we're doing it this way. We're breaking this down into little pieces so you guys can find efficiency in your control. Again, this is it. Like I said, it's coordination. It takes time. I worked with everybody, right? I didn't miss anybody? Okay, good. Now we're going to continue. We're going to add a little bit to that, okay? As you guys can see here, the sound of that descending RPM is what we're looking for. All of you, I probably said, the sound is what we're looking for. It's very distinct. When you're too early on the clutch release, when you release the clutch at the same time you are turning the throttle on, the sound is like, bah, it's kind of one note, bah. Whereas when you deliver the power with the throttle and then collect the power with the clutch at the right time, it goes, yow. It's a ascend and descend quickly of throttle. Another way to think about this is we are catching the back end of the RPM. The RPM ascends and descends. You're catching the backside of the RPM descend. You're catching it with the clutch and collecting all of that power. Does that make sense to you guys? So each time we do a double blip, we are using the backside of the RPM on the first and second blip. Then we transfer back to steady throttle and feet of clutch, just like going through a cone weave, as we ride over the top of the obstacle. See, so you're using both forms of control. You're using the steady feed of clutch and throttle together, and you're using delivery and collection to get the front tire into the air, right? So you guys can hear, once again, I'm just gonna just give you a quick example. Ascend, descend, catching the back end of the RPM. Listen to the bike here. All right. 2 blips, 1, 2, and then steady throttle over the top. 1 delivery, 1 collection. Another delivery, another collection, then steady feed of clutch and throttle. So you have to have both forms there. Now, as you guys understand the sound that we're looking for, now we need to start to click into how we get the front tire into the air. So you can see it's very challenging to find that correct sound. Most riders will end up just jumping right into an obstacle. And I will tell you, you can get over obstacles with straight delivery. You can absolutely do that. But the efficiency in holding traction over the top is all about the ability to find that collection. I always say the best riders in the world have the highest ability to transfer from maximum to minimum quickly. The quicker you can make that transition from maximum to minimum, the better rider you are. Right? To be able to deliver a lot of power is easy. But it's hard to transfer to that minimum power to maintain tractable control after you've delivered maximum power. How many of you have hit a log or a cliff or a rock and spun your tire on the obstacle? I know I have. That is not a problem within your delivery of power. It is a problem within your collection of power. You're probably delivering into the obstacle, and if I just hold the throttle on and go over an obstacle, I probably still could make it over. But what's going to happen as I go over the top of the obstacle if I just hold the throttle on? I'm gonna spin the tire, right? It's gonna spin and it's gonna be a real sloppy attempt. So the ability to catch the backside of the RPM, that's what we're preaching here. That collection of power is gonna dictate your ability to find efficient traction. So the first thing is not jumping into an obstacle. The first thing is just being able to make that consistent sound. So it sounds the same every time. Then we start to move into getting the front tire into the air. Okay, so I'm gonna break down what it takes to get the front tire into the air. We're not even talking about an obstacle yet. We're just talking about properly getting that front tire lift. And then we're gonna break that down into about 5 pieces. Because it takes a lot more than just, all right, roll on that throttle and, there's a lot that's happening during just getting the front tire into the air. We haven't even hit the obstacle yet. Yes. Okay, so to get the front tire into the air, there's a lot more that happens than most people believe or would think. Most people would think it's just roll on the throttle a bit and get that front tire up. Well, there's still the on-off, out-in that's happening, but there's also a mixture of body position and suspension, compression, and rebound to find efficiency, okay? So I'm moving forward in a centered position. I drive my knees to the radiators. Clutch comes in, front brake comes in, throttle comes on simultaneously. Okay, I'm in a centered position. I ride forward. My knees drive to the radiators, front brake comes in, throttle comes on, clutch comes in, all simultaneously. The engine is loaded, my weight is forward, the suspension is compressed. I snap my knees back with the rebound of the suspension. I release the front brake, turn the throttle off, then release the clutch. That's all the steps for getting your front tire into the air. It ain't just roll on a bit of throttle. There's about 10 steps for the first blip of the double blip. Same sound, right? Look at those knees. You guys hear that? Right? You're right. It is so much. But we're going to break it down in really small pieces for you guys. Yeah, dude. That's like, you ever see that Tiger Woods thing?
And now, Golf's Not Hard with Tiger Woods.
The commercial of Tiger Woods, he's explaining how to golf. Like, all you got to do, and he breaks it down into like really, what I would say most people would, how they would break down a double blip. It's like, yeah, roll on 2 blips of the throttle, right? And then he goes deeper and deeper and deeper until it's like, oh my God. He's talking about science, I mean, it's a whole thing, right? So you can see there's a lot going on. Most would think it's just, oh yeah, a couple blips, but it's not. It's way more than that. So let me explain it. Here we are. Just the first blip, okay? We're in a centered position, riding forward. My clutch is on the inside of the friction zone. I'm doing that same steady feed of throttle and clutch to maintain movement as you would on a cone weave, right? So that's why the cone weave's kind of important, because you guys see how I just rode from there to there and did a bunch of clutch ups? That's the cone weave is all the in-between of that, okay? So balance and control is very, very key. Like I said, I don't want you guys to forget the first day. I'm in a centered position on the machine, balls of my feet. I'm on the inside of the friction zone. I'm delivering a very steady, slight amount of throttle, and I'm dragging the front brake just to keep my speed slow. In that centered position, I drive all simultaneously, drive my knees to the radiators, clutch comes in, front brake comes in, throttle comes on. Everybody put your hands on the bars right now. Centered position on the machine. We drive our knees to the radiators, clutch comes in, front brake comes in, throttle comes on simultaneously. Now the suspension is compressed, our knees are forward, the throttle is on, meaning, and the clutch is in, meaning we have 3 loads of power, don't we? We have body position forward, we have suspension compressed, we have throttle on, and we have the clutch in. That means we have a load of throttle, a load of engine, a load of body position, and a load of suspension compression. All simultaneously, we unload those 3 things for efficiency. So we drive our knees to the radiators, clutch comes in, front brake comes in, throttle comes on, our weight is forward, our suspension is compressed, our throttle is on, our clutch is in. As we snap our knees back, throttle comes off, front brake comes off, then clutch comes out. So it is on, off, out, in. On, off, out, in. On, off, out, in. I suggest everybody get this right now with the bike off. Because what happens if we're doing it with the bike running and you don't get the timing of the on, off, out, in? You just threw your knees forward, you've got suspension compressed, body position. You throw your weight back and turn the throttle on and release the clutch at the same time, you're going to do a backflip on flat ground. That's probably how you do a backflip. Like, throw that weight back and release the clutch and roll on the throttle. So this is why we have to we got to learn it bike off. So we're in centered position, we drive our knees to the radiators, throttle comes on, front brake comes in, clutch comes in, suspension's compressed. As we snap our knees back with the rebound of the suspension, throttle comes off, front brake comes out, clutch comes out, then back in with the clutch. Make sure you pull the clutch back in. Why do we pull the clutch back in? That's one reason. Also, the other reason is this is the first blip. You still got another load of throttle and clutch to get the second blip over the obstacle, right? So it's a good habit to pull the clutch back in as you snap the knees back, because you've got to reload for the obstacle. Okay, I know we're going in depth here. This is what it takes. First, we're doing it with the bike off. So just get the movement. I'm going to walk around and make sure everybody has it. Centered position, drive our knees to the radiators, clutch comes in, front brake comes in, throttle is on, snap the knees back, throttle off, front brake out, clutch out. And I want you guys doing it this fast. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? On, off, boom, just like that. Boom, 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 boom. You can think of it as one movement right now. Body forward, throttle on, clutch in, front brake in, snap back, throttle off, front brake out, clutch out. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay, I'm gonna walk around. Boom, good. Boom, boom, good. Boom, boom, nice. Keep doing that. See, we're just doing it bike off. We want to get the repetition so it's second nature in our head. Boom, boom, good. Boom, boom, good. On, off. Again, try not to let go. I want you to kind of think of it more like, again, if you're snapping your weight back, you're not going to be wanting to let go with your hands completely. We want to keep that grip and that grip the whole time, okay? Yeah. Do it again. On, yes. Snap back, off. Good, again. On, good, off, yes. On, good, off. Very good, Larry. Keep it working. On, off, on, off. Good, good timing. A little earlier on the clutch, just a little bit. Yeah. But that's good timing, man. I like that you're separating those two things. Good. Good, good. Keep working it. Very nice. On, off. Good. Try not to let go with your hand like you do. Yeah. Try not to let go with your hand. Okay, keep going. Try not to let go with your hand. I know. It's all right. It's just one of those weird habits that you have. It's all good. Everybody's got them. Boom. There you go. Good. Keep working that until it's second nature. Off. Good. On. Very nice. On, off, on. Let's go one finger or two fingers. Let's do two if that, you know, since you're so used to kind of gripping with the whole thing. Again.
And you grab the clutch again at the end. Right?
Yes, you will. Good point. That's an added little bit.
One more step, Dad.
Yeah, another step. Very good. Good. I like your timing, separating the two, throttle and clutch. Good job.